How many times have you thought, I would never have talked like that to my mother when I was a kid? How often have you noticed that teens have less desire for others and more desire for everything that revolves around their wants and their needs? Furthermore, how much of the reading, writing, math, and history classes are actually helping our high school students to be responsible, productive, caring adults in society? My name is Lisa Newberry, and it's my goal to raise your awareness to the needs of our communities by suggesting that high school students should be required to complete a specified amount of community service before graduating. Let's talk about the benefits. First of all, our high school students eventually are going to, probably anyway, apply for college. Colleges are very selective nowadays and very competitive. So, yes, they look at the grades, they look at your progress in school, but they're looking for something extraordinary. If a child has done community service, volunteer hours, and made a difference in their community, they're going to be chosen most likely over a student just because they have good grades. So that's one of the benefits. Another benefit is that they make new friends. And most likely these new friends are going to be positive role models because they're also volunteering and helping the community. Another benefit would be gaining academic credit from a college. So in other words, if they apply to a college or if a college allows you to do community service for academic credit, you've already started getting credits before you're even out of high school. It also would allow them to apply for scholarships based on whatever volunteer work they were doing. Another great benefit is it fulfills the needs of the community and or the organization that they're volunteering for. There's so many out there that need people and need volunteers. They're nonprofit organizations. This definitely would create an awareness and an empathy for other people besides themselves. And that's important for our teens nowadays. They need to learn before they get out there in the world what's really out there and what people are struggling with. It also makes them appreciate their own life much more, their own family much more, because they see things that they never knew really existed except for maybe on TV or in the movies. They see how people are struggling and living with less or who are sick and that they're much better off. It also keeps them from getting bored and getting into trouble. Usually when you're bored, there's nothing to do, you end up getting yourself into some kind of trouble. And the last benefit is that it teaches them new skills. So when they're applying for a job, they might have a skill that they can check off on that job application. It's something they wouldn't even have to be trained for, and that would look really good on their application. Okay, so now we've talked about the benefits. Let's talk about some of the negative drawbacks to them doing community service. The first one that stands out in my mind is the rebellious teens that don't like having to follow rules or don't want to be forced into doing something. Now, that's going to happen regardless of what the rules are. So, you can give or take that negative drawback. Another one would be that the students don't benefit from the rewarding feeling of offering their own services. In other words, when you're wanting to do something from your heart and not being told to do something, that makes you feel good about yourself because you came up with the idea and you went for it. But regardless of if you're forced or not, you should still feel good because you're doing something for your community and something positive. Another drawback might be that students don't have time between their school and their extracurricular activities. But this is, hours over 4 years' time. So there really shouldn't be an excuse. You can do something on the weekends, whatever. You can find time in between. Now, there are schools that are already participating in this community service requirement. One I found was in Washington, D.C. Actually, the whole entire school district of Washington, D.C. have implemented this, and they require 100 community service hours for each student in order for them to graduate. and has become successful. And if you look at the attachment, it is the community service plan. It's basically what the student has to fill out in order to start doing community service hours, and they can actually pick where they want to volunteer and what kind of activities they want to do. So you can see for yourself that it's already working. Another school in Ohio, at Nordonia Hills High School, they have made this a requirement starting with the class of 2017 that they have to do 20 community service hours in order to graduate. And it has become successful there as well. Freshmen have already completed their hours. One particular freshman's name is Hannah Kendall, and she's already completed her 20 hours. She spent 6 hours a day for 1 week during summer helping a local elementary school. Basically, she was preparing them for the new school year and counting books and distributing supplies amongst the classrooms. And she has said that it felt good because she knew she was helping other people and it made her feel good about herself. It's great. Another freshman, Alex Byers, he completed half of his 20 hours. He cleaned a local cemetery grounds. He played piano at his church choir, or for his church choir, and he managed a booth at the local carnival. He said, "It taught me leadership qualities and how to run and be organized." How to run stuff and be organized. So those are two examples of students who actually appreciate these community service hours and didn't regret at all doing what they're doing, and they're continuing to do it even after they finish their community service requirement. As I come to a close, I want to provide you with a typical teen scenario today. School's boring. Let's take lots of selfies for Facebook and Instagram. Let's see who can wear the coolest clothes or the most expensive name brand clothes. Video games. That's all there is to it. And of course there's the dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, breaking up, getting together, who's together today, who's together tomorrow. Now, inject some required community service, and these students will spend less time on the internet, less time playing video games, most likely avoid the usual peer pressure, and learn how to work as a team and how to be a leader as well. I think you'll agree the benefits of high school students being required to do community service in order to graduate far outweighs the drawbacks. I hope you enjoyed this, and I really hope you feel the same way I do. I hope you have a good day. Thank you.